Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Clover. Today on the topic of legacy, I have a very profound speaker from Bethlehem United Church of Jesus Christ, Canada. Please help me welcome the Bishop of 27 years, Bishop D.W. Thompson. Bishop, welcome and thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Okay, so on the topic of legacy for Black History Month, I just want to ask you, what are your thoughts on legacy? How do you define it?
Well, it is important that we leave a legacy for the next generation. Legacy helps to keep one intact. It shows where your forefathers or foreparents are coming from, what they went through to achieve what they achieved, so that a legacy could be left for them.
Okay, having been a bishop for 27 years for the Church of Jesus Christ, what is the legacy? What is your legacy? How can you tell us about your legacy?
Well, it's a matter of training up. Number one, none of us will be here forever. And so therefore, we must have those that will take the baton from us and carry it on, so that the next generation will have a foundation upon which they can continue to build, because no one person will accomplish the race. It's from one generation to the next and to the next until the Lord comes.
Okay, having your experience, you're in an environment where it's a people-person environment. Have you had to relate to, even through counseling, to anyone that how important it is to leave a legacy? And what do you think about stopping the stigma on the Black culture?
Yes, I have done that over and over, helping people to achieve their goals and also showing them how important it is as far as it goes, especially for those that have age, that they make a will. A will help to alleviate not all the problems, but some problems that could occur. So it is important for every one of us. And it's not the amount, because like looking back at my parents, they did not have money and all the rest of it, but what they instill in us is values. And those values have taken me to the United Kingdom and here in Canada and across the world. I still maintain a lot of those values that they have instilled in us. So it is important. Sometimes folks look at money or other things, but that can be done overnight. When something is instilled in you, it will carry you to your grave. And that's the kind of legacy that I want to leave for the next generation, that the Apostolic Church is not just another church. It is the Church of Jesus Christ. The doctrine, the principles are what help us to steer us from the pitfalls and the dangers that other folks find themselves in. So as an apostolic, I have a duty to make certain that the values that was instilled in me, I pass it on to those that are coming after.
And may I ask you, having seen that here in Canada, we're given only February to celebrate Black history, one of which should be celebrated 365 days a year. When you look at that, coming from where you are from as a child, if you knew then what you know now, is there anything you would have done differently in passing your legacy down?
Not really, because those values have helped me to be who I am. What I would have done differently is the narrow-mindedness of a lot of people. A lot of us look at greatness, and you look at other folks, they don't think that they can be great. And so that's something I would love to see change. That when we speak about greatness and accomplishment, you don't think that others can accomplish and be great and you can't. Every one of us can be great. Every one of us can accomplish. We might not accomplish the same goals, but whatever you set your mind to and you work towards it, you can accomplish it. And that's something that I would love to see change where a lot of our folks are concerned.
Okay, what would you like to say to the new generation now, the millennials, who they haven't known the history that much, so now they're being taught, and to move forward, that they bring the legacy? What message would you give to the millennials?
That they try their utmost best to don't make the same mistakes that others have made. Here we are, we're fortunate to be in a country like Canada. Every one of us can strive to be, the opportunities there for us to strive to be whatever we desire to become. Don't waste your time, let me say, especially to our young Black men. You don't have to be in jail. You don't have to be on drugs. You don't have to do a lot of the things that other folks are doing. You're a human being. You're a person. You have a life. You belong to a family. And one of the things that you really don't want to do is to be a disgrace to your family. You have to protect your family because that's a part of the legacy. So my encouragement is to the young men, especially young ladies, go to school, learn as much as you can. Nobody can stop you from being what you want to do. The only person that stands in the way is you. And if you can overcome you, if you can tell yourself, yes, I can do this, I can accomplish whatever I set out to do, you will do it. You don't let anybody tell you what limit you ought to go to. You set the limit and go after it. And if you do that, then certainly you will not only be a blessing to yourself, but you will be leaving a legacy for others.
That's great encouragement for the millennials. But Bishop, what I'd like to ask you is this. When you look at how it has been when it comes on to Black history and how it is now, can you really see a difference? Is there really an improvement based on your knowledge, having lived through it?
Yes, there has been a lot of changes because, for instance, you look back at the 60s coming on, a lot of things that we are seeing today, back in the 60s, we never see that. Number one, as Blacks, especially in the United States, want to go to university, you were not free. We have Rosa Parks that has been a tremendous inspiration to a lot of Black folks. She refused to go to the back of the bus and sit. And so, like in South Africa also, Nelson Mandela let them know because they were saying that they have no power. He said, yes, you have power, because the people that own the mine are not going there to work. You are the ones that are going to the mines to work. So if you pull your efforts together and decide that if things do not change, you're not going there, then you take away the power from them. Because the power, one person cannot do it. But when you mobilize your efforts together, you can accomplish a whole lot. And that's why it is said that unity is strength. So united we stand, but divided we will fall.
Yeah, great. Good to know that. Any final thoughts, or would you want to elaborate a little on how do we stop the generational stigma on the Black culture?
I don't think we will ever overcome that, because two children, one black and one white, will be playing together. They will drink from the same cup until an adult come and say, not to do that because that one is different from you. So adults are really the problem when it comes to some things. They're instilling these things in the younger ones who really do not see any different. Color does not make any difference to them. They see each other as a human being. And that's how we are to see each other. Nevertheless, there are those that think that they have a right. And I don't know of God giving any culture, any ethnic group more right than any other. We all were made in the image of God. We are created in his likeness. And no matter who you are, the Bible said it is appointed unto man once to die. It's not that some die and others live. Every one of us will eventually die at some times or other. And so it is something that we need to understand. It makes no sense. I'm trying to kill the next person, because at the end of the day, I am going to die too. So we ought to learn how to live together, because if you have a garden and it has one type of flower, one species of flowers, that garden is not beautiful. But when a variety of flowers are in that garden, my God, look at the beauty that is seen. And that's how the world is.
Okay.
We're all creatures of God's creation.
Okay. Any final thoughts for the people of the world as the bishop of the Church of Jesus Christ?
Well, Jesus Christ declared in Matthew that we should go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. There are a lot of people today who do not see the church as important, but it's the church that one gets to know who they really are. Because no man, no matter what history says, no one knows who you really is until you have accepted Jesus Christ. He reveals who you are. And when you discover who you are, it makes a whole lot of difference. You can stand tall with kings and presidents and prime ministers and people of every caliber in this world. Because number one, you know who you are. Until you discover who you are, then something is missing. And that's why a lot of people are still struggling today, trying to identify who they are, because they have not yet met Jesus Christ and he revealed himself to them.
Okay, Bishop, and that wraps it up. I just want to thank you for sharing your thoughts on legacy for Black History Month. Thank you so much. And that's it for Off the Clover. Thanks for joining. See you again.
Thank you.